We are at Boggy Creek Farm off of East 7th and Springdale here in East Austin, Texas. We are doing Outstanding in the Field. It is a traveling dinner series, traveling dinner party. They take some of the best chefs in the country, they send them out to remote locations. Either it's on the beach, it's on a farm, it's out in the middle of nowhere. It's out in the field. It's outstanding in the field. And they pair with amazing local farms, amazing local providers, and just set up this amazing long table in the middle of nowhere for however many people, and we throw a nice big dinner party. We have been following this company for a long time, this traveling dinner series for a long time. It's a highly prestigious thing to be asked to do this. I'm very thankful, very honored to be a part of this today. We're very honored to be here at Boggy Creek, a place that has been producing vegetables and fruit here in East Austin on a huge plot of very valuable land for over 40 years. So this is just an incredible experience. We have an awesome menu today. You can see this awesome table laid out behind me for about 70 people. We got Mao in the house. We got Matthew Bromley in the house. We have probably like 12 different dishes all day. There's a past apps course where we're doing a Hopi green cornbread. Oh, by the way, did I mention that Bryan from St. Elmo is going to be here? He brewed a beer specially for this. It's the same corn that went in that beer that's going in the cornbread and the past appetizers. The vegetables that are going on top are from this farm. Barton Springs Mill flowers and corn and everything. We also did butternut squash burn ends. Maybe we'll see that on the brick and mortar menu. Who knows? We also have some Casper fermentables bread, some smoked pickled okra, some peaceful pork ham. All of that stuff is going in the past appetizers. Welcome course. Pimento cheese, more Casper fermentables bread, and a smoked brisket tartare. That's right, we're smoking the brisket for like 30 minutes, that's it, and then we're cutting it up. Maybe a new way of doing stuff here. We've got a smoked chicken with some house-made orecchiette, creamy black pepper orecchiette. We've got a brisket. We brought the brisket with a very peppery arugula salad, the arugula from right here, and a beer braised sauerkraut. That beer is of course the St. Elmo Field Lager. The third main course is a red chili sausage. It's going with some green beans stewed down in a ranchero sauce. It's going to be a bit spicy, a little bit smoky, a lot bit delicious. And then to finish it all off, we have a German chocolate cobbler. Again, we're using this fall, these events, to try stuff out for the brick and mortar. Maybe that's something you'll see on the menu there. But for now, we're here at Outstanding in the Field at Boggy Creek Farm. We're here with my very good friend Bryan Winslow at St. Elmo Brewing in South Austin. It's my personal favorite brewery in town. I think it's the best brewery in Austin. It is the definition of a neighborhood brewery. It's really an important pillar in the community of South Austin, and it means a lot to be collaborating with you on this huge dinner for Outstanding in the Field.
So we are going to be pairing this with, I guess, 3 different beers. The first is Karl Kolsch. It's our flagship beer. It's a beer I've been working on for the better part of a decade. It is our #1 guy around here. It's a filtered, light German Kolsch beer. It kind of sits in between Pilsner and Blonde. It's perfect for Texas and perfect for barbecue. And then a very special beer called Harvest. That is a Harvest IPA. And so we just picked these hops yesterday, and our farmer did in Woodburn, Oregon at Crosby Hop Farm. And then they overnight them to us in bales, and then we throw them right in a beer, and it makes for like a really cool, smooth, like hop-laden IPA. And then this collaboration beer we're brewing today called Field. And this beer, we're trying to think of, you know, what Evan and LeRoy and Lewis does really well. They use a ton of really awesome local ingredients, make really awesome, like smoked food, and we love to make really light beer. And so we wanted to make something that was going to nod to what they do and their expertise, use some awesome local ingredients, and make something that was also very crushable. And so what has come together for that is this beer that we're calling Field. We're thinking of it as a field lager. It's going to be like 4.5% or so, and we're using Pilsner malt and then Oaxacan green corn from Barton Springs Mill, a local mill here that really specializes in a bunch of really awesome heirloom grain, wheat, oats, corn, all different types of really cool stuff. You can find it at lots of awesome restaurants. So corn from them to kind of lighten it and give it some earthiness, and then just a touch of smoke. Just a little bit of smoke malt. It's not, I don't even think of it as a smoke beer, it's a field beer. So imagine like being in a field and your friends are having a party and a barbecue and you're off having a beer like 200 yards away. That's what this beer is going to taste like. And then we're going to, you know, have that with some brisket.
This is awesome. I cannot wait to try this beer. I just got a sniff of the corn that you're using in there, and it just like smells super grassy, and it just works hand in glove with what we're going to be doing for the menu out here. We're going to use the same corn in a cornbread.
Hell yeah.
And we're going to be sitting out in the field, and we're going to be drinking the beer and eating the food. I'm really excited. But
Same.
now it's time to brew the beer.
Let's go. For this field lager, we're rolling out a really cool process that we've never done here at St. Elmo before. One of our brewers came to us about a year ago from Live Oak. They brew a lot of really awesome traditional beer in there. He got a ton of experience using corn and corn grits to make awesome light lager beer. And so one thing that corn is a hard starch, right? That is very complex, and it needs special processing to really get all of the sugars broken down for the yeast to be able to consume it. And so if we just mash it normally, we're going to get some of it, but we're not going to get all the good stuff, right? That we really need for this beer to be as good as we need it to be. So what we're doing for this is we did a two-step mash, basically, where before we mashed in all of the barley, we cooked the corn with a little bit of barley that has enzymes in it at about 160 degrees Fahrenheit for like 30 minutes. And what we did is like we kind of kept stirring it like pretty vigorously the entire time. And so with that extra heat that's a little hotter than a normal mash-in, and with this little bit of barley in there, we're able to basically break down the corn all the way before then mashing in the rest of the barley and that little bit of smoked malt and doing the traditional, you know, saccharification rest that we're used to with the normal beer. And once all that's done, then we fill up the kettle and we have this really awesome, sweet, barely like hints of smoke, corny, earthy wort that then is going to be perfect for the yeast to gobble up all that sugar and make a nice, like, super dry field beer. Grits, baby. Okay, through here. Okay, down these pipes and then filling up our kettle right here. We're gonna make 500 gallons of field lager.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, dude.
almost done here. We did all the past app. Welcome course went out. All 3 meats and side courses. Haven't served dessert yet, but we're here with Bryan. We brewed the beer together. Well, I didn't do any of that, but
You showed up, you looked good.
I was there when the beer was being brewed.
Yes.
So how was everything? How was the pairing? I know the beer's fantastic.
The beer turned out great. We tried to brew this rustic lager idea with like a touch of smoke and some, local corn. So that all sounds really good. And to be honest, I couldn't be more happy with how the beer came out. And one of the coolest things, the way we started the whole evening in this beautiful place, was with some of your cornbread with eggplant from this farm that was made with the same corn we used in the beer. And I talked to like a dozen different people that did them together. It was just the perfect pairing. It's like exactly what we're trying to accomplish when we do things like this. It's fun.
Funny how it works out when you get the local ingredients all together. They taste really good, and there you go.
Yeah, it was super fun. So yeah, then everything you've cooked, every course has been perfect. The wine has been great. I mean, the space is beautiful, and now the best for last is dessert.
A little bit of dessert coming up next. Thanks again, Bryan, for brewing with us, for being a part of this event. Wouldn't have rather done it with anybody else.
Thanks, dude. Dude, it's an honor.
Thank you. That's a wrap on Outstanding in the Field. This is really one of those pinch yourself moments. Kind of feel like a little bit of an imposter here, but I'm really happy with all the food, happy with how everything came out. I think all the guests are really happy. I think the staff is really happy too. Hopefully we get to do it again sometime. Thank you, Boggy Creek. Thank you, Outstanding in the Field. Thanks to all of our staff. Thank you to Bryan from St. Elmo. This was an awesome event.